looking. I think most of us at this point in the season are pretty familiar. Like Voss said, the 7 Foos did change from the first week, but they have been rocking that altered set of flanks for the rest of their games this season. So I think we're going to see about what we'd expect, but we'll take a look anyways. 7 Foos looking to line up first, so I'm going to start there. From left to right facing.
Close.
Go ahead, sorry.
It looks like we're getting Lost instead of Milkman for now. I think he's late to the match.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Both
That's a negative
only
elixir
spawning
trade.
in 9, which is interesting. I didn't take a good look at the pre-lobby to see if he was even there. Are both regiments agreeing to play 9? I can't see chat.
Well, Rufus crashed and Russell crashed.
Yeah, Russell and Rufus crashed, so I think they'll probably shake hands and play 9 because I think another rotate will just do the same thing to them.
It could, yeah. They'll probably wait first for some game restarts. We know where Rufus and Russell, I think they actually both play the 4, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the 5, probably 4 though.
They're both con players.
Looking at the...
They have shaken hands to play 9v9 for first round.
That's good. 7 Foos right. Aurora J hotspot into the Arya Khan with Danny G, and I guess we'll call that the 3-man mid. Arya, Danny G, and Losin mid, and then we've got the outer 3 being VG, Reddish, and Bacon for now. VG playing in the spot where Milkman usually would. We'll take a look at the TRRB lineup after this round. Instantly starting lines pushing and kiting. Pretty respectful though. No bayonets clashing yet. Until now. Fighting happening on the right. Other ends of the line opting to not go for too much engagement. Even trades. These 2 TRB members are going to get caught behind the line as they push a little bit too deep.
Killing spree.
This is looking like... This is good TRB open melee. If they can finish this 3v1 and regroup, that's what they want to see. Otherwise, 7 Foos will have an opportunity to bounce back.
Oh, they go into it, though.
Choosing to take this 3v3 instead of waiting. They're going to win it flawlessly into another 3v3. We were talking about the TRB open melee, but that was a lot of wrong decision-making there. 7 Foos managing to make it a 3v3 after what could have been a 7v3. Or a 6v3, I guess.
This is absolutely devastating if you lose this. You're so scared if you're TRB right now.
Yeah, the pressure's on. The 7 Foos have nothing to lose as they were supposed to lose this round anyways, but we'll have to see who adjusts to this new playing field. The normal respectful, not a lot happening 3v3, waiting for someone to go in and make a mistake. No one wanting to throw the stabs yet. I give 7 Foos the advantage in this 3v3, but not surprising.
Definitely defensive by the 7 Foos. Like you can tell it's just TRB pressing, trying to get that lunge. Ducks almost found it a couple of times, but he's really looking for it, and Amy's really looking to punish that. I think he's eyeing up Ducks pretty hard.
Yeah, I can't say I blame the 7 Foos.
Look at the matchup. It looks like Radio and Ducks are trying to go for a hotspot.
There's first clash. Nothing from it, though.
Finally a clash after a lot of slow rotating.
Oh.
TRB finding the first pick. Let's see if they can capitalize, earn back their round win.
Jade on the 1-2 hotspot needs to get out of here.
Yeah, oh, finds one though. Back to a 2v2. TRB are just throwing away these advantages time and time again. Back to the staring contest. Jane hotspot lunging for an up down there. Just out of range. Radio with the TK on the Ducks though. Now he's caught in the middle and 7 Foos come out on top. I mean, that's a awful. I mean, that's a terrible way to start off the first round if you're the TRRB. I mean, I think their mental is good, but man, that hurts.
This left flank. Okay, so the left flank for 7 Foos is changing. And we'll see what the right flank does for TRB. It stays the same. There, Chrome had a really good matchup, I think, against VG and Danny G and Khan. Danny G was a little bit more into the mid, and they were kind of spread out. Chrome gets a good pick, I think it was on VG, and then he gets traded out on the flank. But like, if you're Chrome here playing that 3, like you have VG and Russell in front of you, like he has to be able to push into mid and really get impact there. Because I think if the 7 Foos do what they do and they spread out and they let Chrome go in mid, then he can actually win them rounds. And just if Chrome focuses on this flank too hard, it might get stalled out.
Gotta say, as this second round is playing out, that first round was probably the slowest first round I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
ever.
Like that was ridiculous for how long it was. It's already, breaking into weird
Look at this
3v3s.
line.
Yeah,
It's
Chrome's
just
just out on an
everywhere.
island.
VG
Yeah.
has to guard this rotate really heavily.
Yeah.
Pretty familiar, though, this right side being the one that is engaging from the TRRB perspective, while the other side is just backing up into oblivion, hoping that other side wins in a timely manner. TRRB
Whoa.
looking to find themselves on top of it again, though. They should have the open melee once again if they decide to stop chasing this 2v1. Don't get sandwiched again, guys. Can't make the same mistake
They
twice.
finally escape.
Yep, well done. Only losing one that time. 6 versus 4. This will be a lot harder for the 7 Fus to earn this one back, though. Playing it slow, though. Pushing to the one side, hoping to not make contact on the other. Hoping that someone in this 6-man lineup will make a mistake so they can capitalize, but TRRB doing a good job of accepting the aggression. I say that. Crumb gets picked. Section with the counter, though. Rufus turning his back. A little bit of a soft reset here.
Oh, a hit on the trade.
Yeah, TRB are winning the attrition battle right now, dropping but trading equally and then not losing any amongst their last 4.
That was a lot more discipline from them than that first round, and that's a really good reaction. I think Radio is having really good impact right now, and obviously, he's got 4 kills, but last round he got 3 kills, obviously into the Biljet TK, but up to that point he did a great job.
We can't call it that, and you guys, come
No
on.
way, bro.
He already feels bad. We don't have to start this. The GIF already exists. Like, oh man.
He literally got them into that round, and then he threw it with a TK in a clutch situation. What else is that? The point I'm making more is that Radio is having really good impact online, and that's not someone we usually associate with that in these matches. And so I'm really excited to see if he can maintain that pace.
I'll have to adjust the title next round. Lines approaching. 7 Fus opting to run the other way instead of the direction they were running before. TRRB following suit, though, not allowing this aggression to sway them. 7 Fus with the reverse, though.
Mapbob is so out of position here.
Yeah, he's
Doesn't
section
matter.
also
Rave can make it happen on the other side.
dying in that 2v1, though, TRRB, while the 7 Fus are definitely have the open melee advantage here if they can punish these guys that are getting stuck behind the line.
This is so strange.
This is
But they're
weird.
pulling it back together. And 7 Fus stuck in a really bad
Have to regroup.
regroup here.
Yeah, 7 Fus with
Oh, the team
the
kill.
advantageous pocket if they don't TK there. They're down a few. It's salvageable, though. 7 Fus need to finish this 3v1. Getting the 4. TRB need to keep this clean. Only down 1. Polish, Enderpuff, and Ducks. Still a strong 7 Fus. There will never be a moment where there's 3 people alive and it is not a strong 4, or however many the number may be for the 7 Fus. TRB now being the ones playing slowly as the 7 Fus advance. Looking to make it happen on this right side, blocking the first stab. Not finding anything after.
Flubbing the up down.
Yeah,
Russell and Danny.
Enderpuff also just out of range of getting that kill there for whoever didn't block. Hotspot killing his 1. 4 versus 1. This is looking to be a flawless regroup for the 7 Fus to close out the round.
I don't think that regroup was flawless. I think that that little small situation was flawless, but that regroup looked really messy for both sides.
Yeah, that was just awkward, and I mean it can in the regroup it can show up either way, but getting that TK onto Rave of all people, like yeah, they kill Reddish in the to make it a 3v4, but man, just like losing Rave in that fashion and then to lose another man immediately, it just like seals it for them when you're facing such like a disciplined unit as a 7 Fus.
Yeah, I think 7 Fus, if they just keep on... Spank and Reddish flank has to get impact, right? So they've been taking the 2v2 pretty consistently. Like, against Ducks in section, on paper, that should be a pretty easy win for them, but they've been getting stalled out really hard and then, like, losing the con and eventually just kind of needing to regroup. So 7 Fus have got to figure out a way to win with their best with their best player, for sure.
Ducks is also top impact right now on the server.
Rave looking to find this split off now, cutting off this guy. Opts to turn around 2 7 Fus members behind the line. Now TRB need to make a decision. They're looking like they're going to push into their advantage. Their right flank, though, going to get caught off as they try to kite away. Yeah, 3 now, 7 Fus members behind the line. TRB adjusting, though, finding an up down. Still going to be down on that part of the line. They should be, in theory, up on this left side. It looks like they are. cleaning it up. If Enderpuff can somehow manage to regroup here, it looks like he will. TRB will be up by 1. We're looking to see it again. 7 Foos trying to push one side while kiting the other. TRB not doing what the 7 Foos does when they're up. The 7 Foos look for... They shift and look for the picks, but TRB are just a wall right now. They're not pushing, they're not kiting, they're just shifting the same way as the 7 Foos, waiting for something to happen. I can't say I blame them. I mean, you want everyone to be in a similar spot whenever the 7 Foos does go in, like so.
Yeah,
And then they get the trade stabs. Rave dying immediately after, though. 7 Foos still up. 2 2v1s.
Oh.
Rufus with the TK, but still 2 sets of 2v1s. They can afford to make that mistake in this situation. And well done from the TRB.
So
Yeah.
obviously 7 Foos have to get the kill there, but you can see how hard they're goading for the piston plunge to get that first prio strike and the +1, like, and they just send it. Immediately they explode. And there's just it's so hard to react and get that +1 when they're all on the same page immediately going for the throat in that end stage regroup.
Yeah, 7 Foos started pulling out not even the shift. They left faced and ran around the TRB there. Like, just really trying to lean into the bacon radish flank, and instead of having them take a 2v2, just what if we put everybody on that side of the map and then screw whoever's on the other side. So I don't know if that's sustainable. We'll see if they keep on doing it.
It was reminiscent of that one round where Pilot just went around and rejoined.
Yeah.
The flank.
Yeah.
I've got to say, every single round thus far too has just like, it's not messy, but it's ugly. It's so weird how it devolves into this strange open melee. The shift back and forth really messing with it. But
As we say that, though, section turning is back to that reverse shift on the 7 Foos, eating the straight stabs, what didn't matter, but now this TRB right is ending quickly. TRB are really up on this left side, though. You say that, I think the TRB should have this round upon this regroup, somehow managing to do better than the 7 Foos did on that crazy reverse shift they did, and they're up big.
Yeah, as you said, this is all 7 Foos, multiple 7 Foos members got straight stabbed.
4 TRB kills,
4
bro.
straight stabs, yeah.
Caster's curses really
tough.
you cannot convince me otherwise. I mean, that was crazy though. 7 Foos reverse shifted into at the same time section aggressed, and he got punished, and somehow the TRB managed to win even harder on the other side, regardless of the 7 Foos. I mean, it was just up down, but not as quickly as the TRB did it. So
I had a really bad prediction going. It's just that I thought the rounds would not be long at all. I thought they would be really scrappy here. But this is definitely some of the most innovative line play I think we've seen in a very long time from both these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you look at previous seasons and maybe you would have a shift and a push and a kite and stuff, and we 63, 45E running around in circles chasing each other, and they can never reach each other. But now it's turned into shifts and then reverse shifting, and it's pretty cool to see.
Tactical behind the back yada nonsense.
Yeah, have the kiting people run map bob around the flank. Insane.
7 Foos keeping the shift calls shifty, as we really never know which way they're going to decide to go each round, or if they're going to reverse like they are now. I mean, sometimes it's left and then right, and sometimes it's right and then left.
There's a mismatch here on the left.
Yeah, TRB managed to catch 2
it.
on that reverse. You hate to see that from the 7 Foos trying to make a call like that, and now the TRB are up big.
The punish is
7 Foos,
ridiculous.
though.
As soon as they scramble.
Yeah, 7 Foos finding 2 there quickly after that. But man, it doesn't matter. The TRB are just, I mean, I don't even know if you can call that open melee. They are holding that line.
No.
They're holding that line after they catch the 2 on the poor shift call by the 7 Foos, and then they just hold it down. They lost 2, but then the trades were there. The piston, the plunge, the piston, the plunge.
Well, there's also not an infinite amount of space, so they're trying to obviously draw out a favorable line matchup by shifting constantly and by rotating around, but like Amy and Jay there just got stuck on the wall. There was nowhere for them to run because it's obviously a limited arena. So I think if they kind of they need to stop doing the aggressive shifting, I think, a little bit, just because they're trying to get a little bit too fancy with it, and then they're putting people in bad positions because of it.
Well, the point I'll get out here is that there was a huge mismatch that the 7 Foos had to leverage, and that was the fact that they took a 2v2. The TRB diverted a third guy to help them, and Hotspot and I think it was I think they're moving people around, so I don't know who's there anymore. But Hotspot and whoever was playing forward for 7 Foos there did not take the 2v1 there in left con. And so they just let someone get up down, and TRB literally played that round as disciplined as it gets. They took the mismatch and ran down line.
I want to point out too is like on the Bacon like trying to take the initiative, like he knows that they have to get something going, and like just the hold formation from the TRB is making it so hard for any of the 7 Foos to go in on it because they're all holding the stab and they're all going to just block the range, and then you're in such an out of spaced position that like Rave just ranges him immediately on the aggro, and it's so hard for them to get in to where they can impact when they're down 1.
A far less aggressive shift this round. Still a shift happening, but 7fu's opting to not just run at a 45-degree angle here, probably as a result of that last round getting picked. Radio with the first picker onto Arya with the trade stab. Brilliantly done. I mean, the TRB have that shit down. I mean, someone throws a stab and someone's covering them almost always. Getting picked on the
Only
left.
there was like a word for that.
But the cover from Enderpuff immediately, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Perhaps
I mean,
a piston, maybe a plunge.
Oh, Reddish finding the counter though, even though he will be in a 1v2 regardless of that pick. 7fu's had the advantage
They have to
on
force
this right
this
side of the
now.
line, but TRB are just finding it over and over again in these even fights. They're coming out on top. And of course, they win the advantage that they had on the other side. The 7fu's were up 1 on that right side. Reddish was in a 1v2, if not a 1v3 on the left, which gave 7fu's a +1 on that other side of the line, and the TRB still came out on top.
I think the difference in the line play, is like TRB, like when somebody's throwing a stab, like you guys mentioned, like they're throwing stabs at other people. They're not just like straight stabbing the guy in front of them. Like 7fu's there had at least a few opportunities, I think, to get like target swaps and to get up downs in that melee on that line phase, but they just repeatedly just stabbed the guy in front of them and got their stabs blocked. And so it's like the big thing is like they're not trying to work together. They're just like, okay, I'll stab the guy in front of me.
I want
That's
to go
not
back
working.
to what you were saying like a round or two ago about the 7fu's just getting a little too jiggy with it. I feel like that they're trying to put so much added stress onto this push that they're kind of forgetting some very fundamental parts of, especially in the connectors, man. The TRBs are searching for picks there. Don't be the retard getting hit.
It's true.
Line shifting again, back to that kind of slow shift. Once again,
Look
a
at
lot
this
of action
spacing
happening
on
in the mid and
flank.
cons. I say that as Ray finds a pick on the flank. Reddish and Bacon trying to force the issue as usual, but not coming out on top. Winning this left side, also winning the right, and all that's left is the squishy part in the middle, and it is not going to look good for the 7fu's.
They literally just
Almost a flawless
like
round.
segmented into pockets there, and then they just lost every pocket.
Yep. They won every pocket, and the parts that they didn't win right away, they were just left at the end, and nobody died. So it was just really easy cleanup for them.
Also point out that I feel am I crazy or has Matt Bob not been Matt bobbing?
No, he hasn't been at all.
It's actually insane how they get a lot better fights.
Yeah.
I commented on this after we had a practice group fight against them. He has really refined his strategy to be far more modern, to where you feel the pressure, but he's not running behind the line as much. He's not putting himself in like random up down range and you're like, haha, dipshit, get up down. He really has brought Matt Bob back to 2025. So credit where credit is due, no doubt.
7fu's with some major additions here. Amy now playing 4.
Both TRB's sides bending a little bit, but it has worked for them so far. The 7fu's come in and they find the pick.
Double kite? No.
I mean,
it looks like a double kite, but doesn't feel like a double kite. Like
Yeah.
Mapup's playing the range so well. Like you'll see it. He's holding the stab, holding the prio, and then just turning when he needs to. They're kind of enveloping on themselves a little bit here, so
turn to a
something might
Hoy4
need to
encirclement.
happen.
They have to
But I'm
burst
looking
here.
for Rufus, I think, to like look for something here. Like
I think it's
booster
Chrome here.
Rufus.
all right,
Oh
finding
my.
the kill on Ducks there. Now they're up on this left. They need to push it, though. They haven't been forcing the
Look
issue
where
on
Reddish
this
is.
advantage.
Yeah, Reddish is map bobbing.
Well, you'll never guess what he's
That,
doing.
that's the old map,
Yeah.
Bob. He doesn't do that anymore. 7fu's
The second we
with
say
the...
anything on this stream,
Literally. 7fu's with the far superior regroup here, though. Russell probably going to get caught here, but 7fu's should have this one wrapped up. As long as we block first.
We need an up down here.
Killing spree.
Finding it
They'll find it.
eventually. Reddish coming in for the really late regroup. I'm assuming he killed Mapbob in the 1v1. I didn't actually see what happened, but not a surprise.
Yeah, the downside of having that like double kite there, like it wasn't terrible, but like you just have no ability to aggress when you lose a pick, right? So like Arya gets a pick there, and then it's just like one by one they fall because there's nowhere for them to go to actually like get an up down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the risk of doing a little bit of scoreboard analysis here, I think there's some people that have been really canned on the 7-Fu side. Reddish is 5-8 right now. That's not exactly 40 bomb. You've got Danny going 1-7 in this mid, which is not regular. I would say it's safe to say. And the TRRB are just on a very everyone pulling their weight type of aesthetic with exactly who you think is doing good.
Yeah, seeing Reddish anywhere near right now, he's tied with 2 or 3 other people for second most deaths, as like he is the unkillable Demon King on NA. It's quite surprising to see him with that many deaths at this point already. TRB
It's almost giving us more time to talk at the start of the rounds because they're all like the rounds are going out so long.
Yeah, well, and I did want to comment. It is weird because we talked about. I mean, this round they're not. It doesn't really look like a double kite as much. Although I say that Rave going really far for a lunge there and map up TKing him as a result. Doing a good job of living here. Reddish finds the range though. TRB opting to run away from this left side, going to regroup on the right, kill this one, and try to reset. Radio left in the dust there. Chrome with the nice trade stab though. TRB bouncing back with 2. 7-Fu should still be up here.
Chrome's still fishing for more, and he gets it.
Finds one. Now they're even. 7-Fu's going to find the advantage on the right side, though. TRB down 1. Aggressing on this left side, hoping to bounce back once again. It's getting split up, though. Not good for the TRB. Rufus finds the trade. Still down 1, down 2, now down... Not. Down 3. Ducks winning his one. 1 versus 3 and a 1 versus 1. Not the situation you want to be in as the TRB... Ooh, excuse me. Enderpuff putting on the moves. Losing stab prio though as a result. Ducks finding 1 in the 1v2. Does a nice move, kills Danny G. Dirty little crouch stab. Amy and Russell versus Ducks. EU versus EU and Russell.
A lot of ping at play.
A lot of ping. A lot of ping at play at this party. Sorry. Ducks getting stab prio again. Showing us his best work. Oh, loses stab prio there. He gets stab prio for himself twice, but then loses it and gets punished on the third. Definitely a nice try, but 7-Fu's cleaning it up.
TRB there like double pushed, right? They were double kiting, and then like I was getting deja vu, right? Like I thought that they were gonna double kite into the getting a pick or getting picked rather than losing. So like you saw the Ducks section flank pushed, and then Rave obviously dove. I think they were just trying to break that double kite there. And it obviously gets down to a 2v1, so it was close. But yeah, I think TRB probably want to push harder with the flank just so that they're not getting double pushed all the time and double kiting. Then maybe they can play more standard line play.
I'll point out that also I was pointing out Danny not getting any impact. He's gotten 3 kills since that statement. What's
Still
been 1
0.11
round.
impact.
Yeah, you take the kills just to get him.
If
Does
this
look a
round
lot better,
repeats
though.
itself, and it doesn't look like it is, where they get back into that double kite, a lot of pressure on the right. They're really fucking trying to get into it, but the spread here is the entire map. It's just all the way. Trying to find out where the 1v1s are lying, and they find it on Jay.
Yeah, Rave
Finishing up
killing
that
Jay the
2v1
1v1.
immediately. And they're just holding them in place for the regroup. Like
7-Fu's can't stay.
Yeah, they
can't
gotta
stay.
They
push.
have to force.
They've waited too long, I think, because now they can just play line with 2 up, and
Yeah.
they're going to find someone somewhere. They have to.
TRB
Someone
making
needs
the
to
right
be staying.
decision.
The
Reinforcements
second you're down
arrive.
2 like that, someone needs to tell them they have to go.
Ooh, bad team
Oh!
kill, though.
Killing spree.
That's
No!
he
Rave
but
making the
finds
difference.
1 in the 1v2. I mean, you expect nothing less from Rave. This is crazy. Bacon finding the pick, though. Both lines opting for the reform. Rave getting tunneled,
Rave's
though.
so
Just
deep.
diving into the
Oh,
1v2.
oh
Finds
my
a
God.
stab after the up-down block.
Some
What
fools
is he
need a map.
doing?
Killing spree.
It's
This is
still not
incredible. Still
over.
a 4v4,
It's
though.
a 4v4,
Finding
but
the one.
really awkward position
About
from
that.
Los.
Resetting. 7-Fu's almost with the opportunity to punish there, though. TRB get the reset into
What
the
an
up
up
down,
Killing spree.
Oh
cleaning
my
it
goodness.
up. What a
Matt
round!
Bob,
I
that
mean,
was savage from Matt Bob, bro.
I mean-
he sat there and held
I
the
mean,
stuff.
that is crazy.
I mean,
if
Bacon
you're
gets
Rave,
they get the pick. They get the pick in that line phase, right? They're even on the line. Bacon gets a pick, and then they just wait, and then Rave comes in and just creates chaos, wreaks havoc, dude. It just
I mean, that went from Rave beating
was
himself
that
up
aura
to
from Rave
Rave
and chat?
That was
beating his
mad
chest.
aura.
Was
To Rave
that
beating his
aura?
chest, bro. He goes in
That
tunnel
was
vision.
insane.
It's like, it goes from Rave, what the fuck are you doing, to holy fuck, Rave, what the fuck did you just do? Like, he blocks an
He-
up down, target swaps a guy 3 people over. I mean, that was something.
I have no clue how much you guys watch like the clips channel race, but like it was last week that Hotspot posted a clip of him diving behind the 45V and killing like 3 people. Rave literally just did that to
Yeah,
He-
almost picked, like, almost the exact same thing,
Chat,
if
is this
not.
aura?
That was incredible. 7 Foos going back to this more aggressive shift, though. Try not to get caught on the right. Kind of even pockets here, TRB, with a more confined mid. Ray finding the pick on the Regis there, though, and instantly turning back into them. 7 Foos do not want to push that side anymore. Their leader is
Bacon's
down.
gonna get run down here.
Yeah, but Rave fishing for the stabs here, getting someone to turn around and help their teammate. Kills him as a result. They need to clean up this side, though. TRB still winning out in the other pocket.
It's all numbers from TRB.
Yeah, 7 Foos making it even on this one side.
Raven Matt Bob making a meal of this 2v1, but they finish it up.
Oh, Amy making a nice regroup there, getting an up-down backstab with VG. 7
Foos
Foos need
gotta
to regroup
regroup.
here. Yeah, they
They
don't
need to
want to take
regroup.
this 3v4, but it looks like they're
Killing
going to try.
spree.
Losing 1. We need this 1v1 to regroup. Yep, 3v1 going down.
Oh, Jay
Oh,
stuck.
Jay, you were out, I think, but gets caught there. Not going to matter in the
He's
end.
just
He
stuck.
would not have made
Yeah.
it in time because TRB still ended up winning that 2v2.
Dominating.
just a really bad regroup there. Like that's a winnable round, and then you just throw 2 people into the fire, so you lose that 3v4 for no reason.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then you
that
just
that
you
would have been
lose.
like -1 maybe, and then they instead said, "No, let's just lose the round, bro."
Yeah.
Very uncharacteristic decision making. At the risk of sounding like Chris Collinsworth, that's not very usually 7 Foos behavior.
I want to say how hard Matt Bob is setting up that free up down. Like that was an instant pick onto Reg, but like he did it twice onto the 1 and 2 respectively. Like where Matt Bob just gets that prow, he holds that stab, and like that one and then the new one have no option but to die. And it's just a vice. Like every time Matt Bob gets in that spot, Rave's there with the up down. They made a meal of like the open melee up down, but online those 2 picks were just like inescapable almost. Like you have to hit a perfect up down block, and even then Matt Bob was just making it so hard and so uncomfortable.
TRB
The right
turning it up a
content, they're
notch.
really pressing this issue.
Yeah, they're pushing in really quickly. Chrome gets taken down, though, by Amy. TRB up down on the side, but not opting to be aggressive. TRB
BG,
adjust.
man.
The new pocket is formed. TRB try to go in, getting picked again.
Horrible TK.
Yeah, I mean, TRB need to. They're now the ones that need to press the issue. They find the kill though. Up 1. 7 Foos need to find this up down so they can regroup. And
Bacon and Reddish, bro.
Amy finding a kill there though as the TRB aggress. 5 versus 1 and a 2v1. Not looking good
And now
for the
it's Spy
TRB.
Kids 4 all the time in the world on this up down.
Yeah, I mean,
It's really
literally.
hard to kind of like tell exactly what the problem is with the Sun Foos, because like there's times where they'll just sit there and throw a stab at the guy in front of them, and then the guy blocks it and then they die, right? And you're like, well, maybe if you just weren't sitting there throwing a straight stab in front of you, you like can actually get a kill. But then there's times like that where like they just do it for so long that like they eventually win out. Like, it's like not the ideal way to play, but I guess like when when Amy gets one good pick offline, and when you get like one good pick one good pick here, like you eventually just can just straight stab your way out of everything. But man, I want to see these 7 Foos guys work together as well as the TRB are, because they're not looking for that downs or switches online like the TRB are.
It was a very good like slap in the face to like to that aggro to just say, hey, whoa.
Yeah.
Not that much disrespect type thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Chrome adjusts. Ray finding the instant pick on the
Rave
Arya.
adjusts for him.
Literally.
The
7
counter
Foos finding the
pick,
counter though.
comes in.
Definitely advantageous for the 7 Foos as they get the first up down tier. Rufus TKing Rave. The absolute worst member you could possibly TK on the whole line, and now 7 Foos are looking
Oh
really
my
good
God.
in this open melee.
There's so many easy kills that I'm seeing in here. There's so much just back turns and not realizing that you're still in range, or just not blocking online.
Ducks
It
trying to
feels
hold for
very
this.
sloppy.
Yeah, Rufus goes in and gets punished. Ducks finally gets his kill as he was holding, waiting for his teammates to arrive, but the 7 Foos not allowing a comeback to happen.
I think it is interesting to point out that the source of all the Semifinals kills here really is not the Bacon and Reddish flank here. Bacon is +1 kill, and I think the Semifinals have kind of adopted the approach where they need to reinforce the cons more here. They've got Amy Hotspot playing con. They've got VG and Bacon with the big standout being Los. I think they're missing Milkman a lot here.
Well, Amy's really good about punishing that aggro on flank from Khan. Like you see, some Foos now are kind of playing the style that they've played for the last few games that they've played. I think actually all of them, where they kind of spread out. They like take different groups and stuff. And Amy's just like every time I've played against Amy or like watched Amy play, like Amy's just really good about punishing that aggro on that flank. And it's just worked out the past 2 rounds for that right flank.
TRB mid looking to get in the action here. 7 Foos bubbling out though as to not allow that aggression to happen, but still getting into some 1v1 pockets.
Russell just let Arya get up down there
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, and now they're just mowing the line.
BG.
They are consistently
2v1
finding
mid,
that
though.
frag.
It's not going to matter much, unfortunately. Shouldn't
TRB.
anyway, but
Should get through this 4v1 cleanly. They do. Full regroup. 6 versus 3. 7 Foos putting on the dance moves. Everybody running away.
Oh,
TK and
Oh
then
my
2
gosh.
raid frags.
Huge.
that's a
Suddenly-
second.
Killing spree.
Suddenly it's even. Jay winning his 1v1. Now the 7
Not
Foos
even.
are up. I mean, this is just... From hoping for a backstab there. Now Chrome in the 1v2 drops his block. It is Mapbob left in the
Three,
Don't be in a
3v1.
that's a
6v3
second
of
round.
TRB, man. What
A
the
flawless
what are you-
3v6. I mean, that
That is insane.
Yeah, take that TO. Take that TO, bro.
Yeah, I mean they're from some Foos. Like the whole point of a kiting flank, right, is to make it so that your con can get into the fight and help you out on flank. And there is just like it's just a really poor kite, right? Like
Milkman's in.
Arya in the 1v2 there, Russell didn't help, and then Russell gets in the 1v2, and then Hotspot gets up down, and then like they just all died one by one, right? So
Yeah,
really
more
poor
than
kite from
now.
some Foos, but huge 3v6.
Oh, the Milkman 15th round debut.
Oh,
Emmy
bro
Boy
doesn't have his
spawning in as well.
name. No tags, big boy. Get your ass out the server.
It's Emmy Boy on the villain arc. No tags required. Oh, the Milkman 15th round debut. That is something that is good for the morale for the 7 Foos. A 3v6 win into one of their starting members showing up, and someone who notably had a really, really good match in his last showing. So 7 Foos are feeling good right now despite only being down by 1 round. I gave them 67 points instead of 7. Oopsies.
Looks like they're dropping to 10 so that Emmy Boy can put tags on. So
The TRB team kill game right now. Hopefully they can reset after this timeout. But I mean, they're just
some Foos dropping lows. Crazy.
brutal. They're really just killing themselves on these team kills. Like and it's how they up down as well. Like it's awkward and it's frustrating to play against, but it also results in those pincers where like who would it be, like Enderpuff are just slinging.
It's like the comic
Straight
strip villain like duck between 2 bullets and they both kill each other. You know,
Literally.
like it happens every time.
I mean, they literally, it's 10-5 TKs. TRB have double the TKs of the 7 Foos right now, so.
Chrome now at 5 against
VG's
VG.
back. I mean, he's literally hunting him, bro.
2 split group fights with their backs to the enemy and a 1v1 in
Oh,
the middle.
team kill is crazy, but the hold.
TRB
Good shit
winning
for
this
Bacon there.
4v4. Or, I'm sorry, 7 Foos winning the 4v4. TRB, excuse me, winning the other side.
Oh,
Ducks with a
Boosters
nice
lost.
heads-up play going for the regroup. If they can kill this one, this will be a plus, excuse me, again, 1 for the TRB. 7 Foos instantly shifting into that side that the TRB otherwise would have been up on. Ray fishing for a pick. Trying to take matters into his own hand after that round throw, but gets picked first as a
Huge.
result, even now.
Huge stray shot from Danny G, his signature move, bro.
The aura. You will not block this stab. Oh, and
Oh.
I mean the spell. It has an AOE effect. Apparently, Mapbob going down. Then Reddish and Bacon get the up down onto Ducks. Suddenly, it is a 5 versus 3. Seven Foos do not care if they are down. The morale is strong. They are punishing these silly mistakes that the TRB are making, whether it be a TK
You need,
or
like,
a bad lunch.
Caffeine or coffee or like Adderall, bro, for some of these guys, bro.
Well, it's like Danny G there just kind of throws a naked mole rat stab out like in the open melee and wins it. Like an insane stab to throw, like just to gamble the guy diving at you. But I mean, hey, that works out, and now they're 8-8. Milkman 2 with just a terrible team kill, but Bacon like woke up a little bit, got 2 kills instantly off of that team kill. So
I hope you guys bought the
got
Danny
killed
G
off
stock
team
because
kill.
he
well, yeah,
went
no,
from-
yeah.
Danny G goes from a -16 impact to a 0.5 over the course of however many rounds that was. So
I think
Pulling it back.
his team kills might have
Yeah,
something to do with
a
that.
little bit.
Russell on 40 blocks at this point already. What was that, Gert?
No, I was just Danny G pulling it back. You know, not letting the bad scoreline slow him down for the game.
yeah, I think TRB were feeling the pressure that round, being down 1, but they've been throwing
Huge.
those up scenarios. Hotspot with the first pick
Rave
on the
is-
Rave again.
Huge.
He needs to
Feeling himself
lock
a little
in.
bit.
Yeah. Chrome and Radio, though, working that con, getting traded out. Seven Foos should still be up 1. TRB resetting in mid to fix this bow. I'd like to see some TRB aggression on right. They're really clumped, and if there's anywhere that they're up, it's on the right now.
Yeah, it's ducks in section.
Opting to hold. The TRB left is still hoping to find a pick. Map on finding one.
Arya.
This TRB pocket is going to get
Oh.
encircled in the mid by the Seven
Blindside.
Foos. We got to get our
On
heads up, guys.
NPC.
Look for the regroup. You're winning behind you. They stay alive. Chrome finding one.
Killing
TRB looking
spree.
really good in this regroup. As long as
Oh,
nobody
they're
gets
gonna
caught.
smack him.
They're up again.
Oh.
They're not gonna throw this one. It looks like
Dominating.
6-1, locking it in. I mean, here's the thing. TRB win that round, but I think the Seven Foos kind of botched it a little bit. They had an advantage
Yeah.
there in the middle, and they just didn't advance on it. They started to encircle them, and they just gave them too much respect, and it gave the TRB time to win that pocket that they were winning.
Well,
Where
you
Map Up
can
got the
you can
first-
tell that there's like a momentum change here, right? Where like Seven Foos now are actually like target swapping off of line and getting up downs and getting picks like not on just the guy in front of them. And TRB are kind of struggling with that on line phase now. It's very noticeable in that line phase. They obviously lose on the open melee to TRB, but
Well, I think you can also make
Huge
the argument
shame.
that Rave has ran in and died at
Sure.
the start of 2 rounds now, and I think that's
even on the other
Great.
flank, like Bacon looking for target swaps and getting backstabs offline because of the spacing and everything, like it's much better looking than
much
it
more
was.
creative,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, an easy problem for the TRB to fix. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't feel too bad to win a round like that where your top player is dying instantly. So if Rave locks in, then yeah, it looks like Radio and Chrome are
Huge
finding
uptime.
this
Yeah.
pick again.
uptime.
I mean, that's the second
They
round
are
in a
just
row.
fishing for that every time. You can see. I mean, Chrome, look how far he goes, and he doesn't feel anything, and then Radio's right there just to back him up.
Yeah, it is nice to see. Chrome throws the stab, 2 people come in to punish, and then Radio tried to
Oh,
get the up down, trading 1 for 1 there though.
he literally pushed his pawn forward in Radio and then just traded it out, bro.
Yep. TRB are up on this left side. Someone is not in the fight though, lagging a lot. Enderpuff. TRB up on this left though. They need to just not fight in this mid and right. Wait for the regroup,
Enderpuff
guys.
regroup.
Here he comes. Pulling the Star Blazer maneuver.
Daddy with the naked mole
I don't
rat
think he
stab.
knows where he is. Maybe a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Seven
This is-
Foos evening this out. We need to see a regroup in section here. Running the wrong way. Keeps shifting into this down fight. Living though.
He's breathing. He's living.
The Seven
He's
Foos just
alive!
keep
Way
throwing
too
2 of the
long.
same stab, and
Oh!
Jimmy lives, and then he goes back in and dies, but he buys the perfect amount of time, going 1 for 1 while the TRB is up. I mean, they can't ask for
So
much more out of
disappointing.
section there.
That's like uncharacteristic for section. Am I crazy? That's like
Well,
most
he
mechanical
was
plays
pulling
ever
these
made.
out against the 683 as well, like just holding
Yeah.
on for way too long and making it happen.
I think that's actually one of his strengths, to be honest. I mean, if there's something that section is randomly good at, it's doing the little spin block and living for a little bit too long. So,
Doing the dance.
doing the
Doing the
dance.
Killing
Seven
Oh my-
Foos.
Oh, huge.
Danny G.
Danny G casting the spell.
Huge.
TRB need to push the issue on this 3v2 though. While Rufus finds the kill in the
Oh.
1v2 onto Los. Don't sell your
Oh
back
my
here,
gosh.
Rooster.
He has to rotate out of this duel.
We're just taking way too long to find these up downs here. Jay turning and finding the kill back to all 1v1s. Jay getting a hit.
Hitting the duel.
Help me, help lagging.
Enderpuff versus Reddish and Jay
Not locked in.
versus Wooster. And I've got to give the 1v1 advantage to the 7
Danny threw
Booster.
an
Danny
upstab, that's
G
huge.
killing Rufus. Enderpuff with the 800 ping shuffle. Reddish doing good.
They've
I mean,
got
I'm-
He's kind of moving though.
He's got to fix it or get out because he really, really like his
Yeah.
ping really flubbed that
They
round
just
for the
dropped
up
him.
down. Yeah. He's just. It's unfortunate because he was having a, he's
Goodbye, Los. Burn,
that's all I gotta
burner.
have, but yeah, Los,
Rest in peace.
it's been an honor.
Rest in peace, sweet prince.
We got like 3 cannons to shoot for him.
9-9, both regiments keeping it interesting. I will say that I feel like at the beginning, the like 2 or 3 even rounds before this, it was just ugly but not messy. But I feel like we're getting a little sloppy right now. We're seeing a lot of mistakes from both regiments in open melee, in 2v1s or 3v1s or whatever it may be. People are living when they shouldn't be. People are going into situations they shouldn't, and I think it's really showing in these rounds where mismatches are being won somehow. TRB with a really ugly lineup as we talk about it being
Chrome is so
ugly and not
aggro
messy.
here.
Trading 1 for 1 though. TRB winning this left though. Just need to wait for their reinforcements to arrive on the right. Doing so properly. One guy's going to get caught. It's hotspot.
Hotspot.
Huge kill.
That's a give up dive, bro.
TRB should just wait on this right side, even though they're up 1, trading evenly.
He's still engaged. Duck's
Yeah.
too greedy.
We get the regroup here though. 5 versus 3.
Can't count the some boosts out at this rate. It's just
They've won a
They've won,
3v6.
I
What's a
think,
3v5? Yeah.
they've won 3 downed reforms at least that I've counted so far.
It's
Now-
guys that haven't done it with them yet, though, so it looks like they'll have to prove that they too can do it.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
I
going
mean,
to
if
say
Danny
this is
G's
probably
throwing
their
out those
weakest
stabs,
3.
so it's
Danny's throwing out them down stabs, bro.
Rev up
He's
those
here.
fire.
Don't block now. Don't block now. Don't block now. Rave's still alive. He has been dying early in
The
some
most
pretty
cautious play I've
important
ever seen from
situations.
Rave.
Rave preemptively kind of stretching out, cutting off Milkman's.
Oh,
I like this
Escape.
play here. It kind of
got
looks
you
like she's
surrounded.
lagging out, but it is really working out well. Then don't
Oh
block
my gosh,
stab.
that team kill again!
Doesn't
okay.
matter.
Thank
Danny
God
G-
they're fine.
Okay.
Danny G was out of mana for the don't block stab, but he did cast the TK. The TK aura stab.
Dude, I saw that team kill and I didn't see anything else yet. And I'm like, no, not again. No,
No,
not again.
dude, it's just like as soon as I see that, it's like, is the round really over for the TRRB in the 5v3?
That was
no,
a
no,
really
they-
smart
they-
play from Rave. The way he executed it, though, like, I'm just gonna say he could have looked a lot cooler. Like, I actually thought he was lagging out. Like, he was just holding his D and his W key, just not moving at all. Like, I was like, oh, he's gone. He's pulling the Starblazer shuffle, but it worked out. He cut him off at the wall, and they
Yeah,
got a
just
proper
trapped him.
encircle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is lagging out in the round now. The star shuffle. Oh. There was a really bad dive in there from Hotspot that I think cost them that round.
Yeah, really.
He just
bad
saw
time.
the 1v3 and said, "Wait, hold up, this is mine."
As I win this, and then he gets up down immediately.
Line splitting apart immediately. Chrome looking to punish the lone straggler.
Chrome is so obviously looking for the VG swap.
Yeah, he's
It's crazy how far he's getting consistently, and like he's getting punished sometimes, but man, he just gets up and up and up until he's gonna find the kill or he's gonna die trying. There it is. He's died trying.
Straight stab.
Dice trying. Danny G again finding the kill. 7 Foos getting a pick on this even fight, and on the other side of the line too, looking
They're
up
so big.
everywhere.
I'm so big.
Yeah, it's
Flawless
high.
round?
Flawless
Yeah.
round. Yep.
That is a sweep. Wow.
Really good time to have a flawless round like that too.
Yeah.
Just
I feel like UTO here at TRRB.
trying out the Enderpuff again. Hopefully,
Maybe reset his router.
plugged in the cables or something. but-
47 ping. Not bad.
Yeah. Welcome back, Los.
The good old
Sorry,
reset
not
your
yet.
internet strategy. Hopefully.
Rest
No,
in peace,
I-
Emmy boy.
I think at this point, Chrome looks like it looks a little more forced than it feels like looking
Yeah.
for an opportunity. If that makes sense, I feel like now is the time you reroute it.
I feel like he always forces like that. I don't know. It's.
I mean, some of
it's
us
what
have
he
adjusted
does.
to it, right? And now,
Yeah.
and now he's like,
He's in
Before he could
both
force it and actually gain the advantage, now it's like they're ready for him to force it and they
He's
just punish.
moved back to 3 in response to him not finding it in mid, but
He's back to 2.
he,
Rave just instantly gambling
There
after
you go.
he
Yes,
throws
he's
his
in
stab.
there, bro.
Yeah, he's finding it.
Yeah.
I think he got a little scared those 2 rounds where he started dying,
Oh.
but now back to doing what works. And
Caught on camera. Russell, what? That's a crazy
Russell
dive.
making it happen.
He's alive.
Wow.
He's still alive.
Frankenstein.
now 7fus
Oh.
almost able to pull an advantage out of that, but TRB bringing it back. 7fus winning this other side though.
Huge.
Oh, Rave going too deep.
Yeah.
Really good counter stab.
7fus
The
keeping it
blocking was
together on
really
that
good
side.
there from VG.
I mean, they're just doing such a nice job. I mean, the TRB find such an early pick there. Russell manages to live, and the 7fus keep it together and end up still being up on that side of the line, despite counter picks happening.
No,
Yeah, Rave the Bloodhound just trying to run at the next pick that he can get there, and it was just like, I think Amy realized that like if you look like you're turning around and running away, he'll just run at you, and then you can turn and throw a straight stab, and he's not really paying attention. There's a good stab there.
Yeah, I think some foods have almost hit. They've almost hit their groove at the exact right time. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
The last couple rounds have looked very confident for them, and rounds where they're not just getting shreked. It's like literally adjustments for each individual round. Is I think what's gonna happen here.
Rave joining the 30 kill club. Hopefully we see this aggression keep up. He definitely got scared, I think, from those rounds where he was dying really early, but he's right back into it, which I think he should be. Not discouraged to push into this flank, because it worked for them last round, even though they didn't win, but they did find the pick, so hopefully we see some more of that. TRB getting caught first on this right side. Both lines backing it up, though, not wanting to be the first ones picked. A lot more chill now. No one on the TRB getting in range for these kills on their pushing flank. 7fus doing the same thing on the other. TRB have an advantage here somewhere. I think it's in mid or con, but they're keeping it together in order to not get sectioned off by the 7fus flank.
It's a very meticulous round.
Yeah, starting to break off here now, though. Hopefully, it looks like we're going to see it. The classic 1v1 in the middle with the pockets.
They reform. They cinch it up.
Yeah, bringing it back together. Someone's making a
I
good
feel like you
call
can get
there.
an up down on right flank here.
Rave finds it onto Jay.
Fun shit.
Now they're, instead of soft pushing this right side, they're going in, trying to find the kill. Rave finds 2, Reddish and Jay down, and Bacon. Rave finds 3, finds 4 on that
The
right
team
side.
kill onto
TRB need
Rave
to
again.
finish up their pockets and full regroup here as to not risk throwing the round. 4 versus 1
The
and
team
5
kills are
versus 2,
crazy.
3 versus 1 now. It's Chrome again, man.
At some
That's
point,
the
you
second
just turn
time.
and fight this man.
It's like in these rounds where they take forever, and you're like pushing and kiting and pushing and kiting. It's like it comes down to like the same things that like a really quick round would come down to, and that's just like the first pick, right? Like Rave just gets the first kill. There's no trade because there's no trade available, and then it's just another kill, and then they win the round, right? So it's some foods have to do what they've been doing all game, I guess, now, and just try to make sure that if they're getting first picked, that they're getting a pick somewhere else, or they're getting traded.
Going into these last couple, I think both teams also have a timeout left, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think where they choose to use that will be a very big choice that they'll have to.
11 to 11. Ray finding 4 that round. He is approaching 40 kills here. Will not be surprising at all if he reaches it in these possible 7 rounds that could happen, or 8, I guess. No, 7. I was right. 7fus looking for these stab connections on the right here. TRB kiting though. We're seeing a more proper line split here, and
I don't
Radioactive
like the
taking the
positioning
edge.
for VG.
Trading
trade out.
1 for 1
Mhm.
here. VG finding
VG
the
was
kill
big
though.
pick.
No trade inside
team
Polish with the
kill.
TK though. Looks
Oh.
like he tried to cancel that stab, but it still went through. 7fus trying to push the issue here, but this TRB flank happening. TRB have to be aggressive here while they're waiting for these 7fus reinforcements to arrive, but not looking good for them. Oh, Chrome with the nice little S key in the 1v2 there to avoid the up down, but all for nothing as the 7fus are up big.
The team kill didn't end the round for the 7 Foos, but man, I mean, it's like one a round at least. Like even when they're winning big, when Rave gets 4 kills in a round, he's still getting slain by his own man. And man, if they can just cut these by like 30%,
That's kind of what
so
comes
much.
with
It's
the
just so different.
really
30%.
aggressive stab territory, right? Is that they're all looking for
Right.
target swaps, are all looking to throw a stab, and so you just get a lot of these team kills. Like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because on the one hand, it makes it so that when you're playing well and your enemies and your opponents like not really in the zone yet, you just demolish them. But when you aren't, and when they're blocking and playing well, and then you get a little discombobulated, you team kill really hard.
Well, it's quite literally double the team kills from
Yeah.
from TRRB right now, and at some point these start to add up over the course of.
12-11 here in favor of the 7 Foos. My score prediction is in the mud, but I still have faith in the TRRB.
Mine died a while ago.
Yeah. This was not looking to be a one-sided victory as predicted slightly. But as I say, that's 7 Foos are forcing the issue on this one flank. TRRB looking good on the other side, though. 7 Foos looking to make something happen quickly. TRRB not in a good position, even if they kill these people flawlessly.
Killing spree.
This has to be the timeout.
Killing spree.
7 Foos only needing 2 wins to close this one out.
Yeah, no, I think TRRB are almost reaching a point where it's either someone makes a big play or the 7 Foos are kind of just winning. It's almost a very uncharacteristic underperformance from Rooster, I think, right now. Where is he playing?
Mid.
Dead mid.
Yeah.
Who's he
There's
on?
been multiple moments in this game where I've wanted, especially during the double kite portion of this match from the TRB side, where they had a weakened Danny and a VG in front of them, where I definitely think they could have made more plays happen and maybe try to activate Wooster, because like he shouldn't be sleeping like they said at 6 and 16. Yeah, he's a much more, alive player than that scoreboard portrays.
Keep seeing this right con bulging out, looking for these aggressive picks. Mapbob finding the pick on the Russell, though, early here is what we need to see, but man, Arya gets that trade again. 7 Foos winning this one side really handily. Need to clean this up if they want a chance of winning the round, but 7 Foos are going to catch them early.
Killing spree.
3 versus 1 and 3 versus
From
1,
punch from Rave.
14-11 for the 7
Never
Foos
a good
match
sign
point.
if you're mental.
Bacon, not sure if it was this round or a round before, but in the 30 kill club alongside Rave. Rave pushing 40 now.
Will the caster curse affects Ray 40 bomb?
Can we get a hashtag Rave39 in chat?
What do you do if you're TRB here, man? What do you even...
I think
What's
the
the
answer
move?
is finding that kill that they have been between Mapbob and Rave onto Russell or Arya really early, or whoever they have playing that outer 2. They just need to slow down on the aggression. They found the outer 2 pick really early, and then their 3 turns their back to keep pushing when they have to kill the 1 first, and they even it out because of that. And the 7 Foos are not making that mistake on their side. That is also winning. They just need to slow down after the pick, take their time, as we see a 7 Foos shuffle coming out.
Odds they've changed anything?
0.
Has it been Reddish J?
Yeah.
We still have Arya Russell facing Raven Mapbob, which is definitely what they want to see.
It looks like the same lineup.
It's time for the TRB to lock in. The mental breakage of the other regiment being on match point while you are not can be quite
Got-
tough, but they've got to keep
Duck
it. They've got to
section.
keep it focused.
Yo, Chrome now... Where the hell is this guy?
This TRB right opting to shift with the side that the 7 Foos want to push. They're going to have to back up here though if they don't want to get caught on the wall. I'm liking the TRB's position here. They're going to force this 7 Foos to kite both flanks, getting pushed into the corner here. Seven Foos trying to push it back out.
They gotta get knocked down for Sunfoost.
Brum
Huge kill.
Not getting that block is brutal, but
Getting the
second
trade
entry
throw.
is amazing.
Seven Foos finding it on this left side. TRB slowly finding it on the other, but the Seven Foos are looking better. We need to see Wooster and Emmy Boy full regroup here. TRB will only be down 1 if they can kill this straggler.
Now they're in the corner.
This is the TRB's opportunity to show them
So-
that they can.
They're
win
gonna
when
put
they're
them in
down
the
as well.
corner.
Some saying that's our corner.
Yeah.
Back in the corner that they won.
Killing
Wooster starting his
Huge
stab
kill.
while Reddish has stab prio.
Dominate.
Reddish and Jay looking to
Oh.
get this up down. Not looking good. 2v1, 2v1, 1v1. It turns into a 4v1 now onto Enderpuff. He needs to do the lag shuffle. Reddish
What is Reddit doing?
Reddish spamming the same combo over and over again. Rufus going for the
Radish was
punch.
coming alive in that last round, bro. He got so many kills in that melee. just
Rave
sealed it.
39. No.
Rave
Hashtag
39.
Rave 30.